Hey guys, James here and welcome to another video. Today's video is a little bit different because I want to talk to you about Game of Thrones. More specifically, the last episode, which aired last Sunday. It was episode 3 of season 8, and this episode featured the long-awaited Battle of Winterfell. So basically today I want to go over some of the things I particularly liked about the episode and some of the things I didn't like so much. Some of the things that I thought could be better. All right. Before I get started here, if you're new here in the channel, consider subscribing. I release cool videos like this every single week. So if you want to join the party, just click subscribe. All right. So to get started here, I want to talk about the first 10 minutes of the episode. I loved the first 10 minutes of the episode because nothing really happens. And they just set the scene, so to speak. Yeah. So the episode opens with Sam's hands, and his hands are shaking because he's freaking out. And we get to see everybody in Winterfell kind of getting ready for the battle. And I think it was cool to see that even though everybody was trying to conceal their fear, everybody was pretty afraid. They were very terrified, actually, to what was about to happen. They were about to face something they had never faced before. So there's a lot of tension going on in these first 10 minutes, and I thought it was really cool to see that. Another thing that I liked about the episode was that part when Melisandre, she lights up the Dothraki swords in the dark. Yeah, so suddenly we have this huge bonfire, this huge light with all the swords lit up. And I thought it was a very cool scene because for a moment there was a little bit of hope, you know. In the middle of all that darkness, that light kind of brought some sort of hope to the characters, you know, and also to us as viewers. I thought, you know, this might actually work out. I mean, you know, I think they're gonna get through it. Another scene that I liked was right after when the Dothraki, with their swords lit up, they just charge, you know, into the unknown, into the dark, and then watching them charging from a distance, it's really cool because it looks like they are forming this arrow that is being shot. Yeah, so I thought it was a really cool scene to see. And then the Dothraki start getting decimated one by one. We just see dark and the lights from the swords, and then the lights, little by little, they start being put out, and the darkness kind of, you know, takes over, and then you go, you know what, that doesn't look so good, until it's all dark, yeah? Meaning that all the Dothraki just got wiped out. I swear to God, guys, at that moment, I thought that the Dothraki, they would already be reanimated and come back as night walkers, you know, as zombies, to charge Winterfell. That would have been awesome if it happened, but, you know, it didn't. Another cool scene that I wanted to talk about is Little Lady Mormont's death. I mean, man, that girl is badass, you know. First of all, I mean, I thought she got killed the first hit because the giant walks in the castle and just hits her to the side, and she gets thrown away by the side. Yeah, we can hear her scream. And at that point, I thought, okay, she's dead. I mean, how could you have survived a hit from a giant like that? But then, as it turns out, she's not dead. She gets up and then she charges this giant, yeah? And then the giant grabs her by the hand and lifts her up and starts breaking her bones. And we can actually hear her bones breaking. That was very disturbing to watch, but at the same time, it was a really intense and cool scene to see. And then at that point, I thought, okay, now she's dead. But she's not. I mean, she still musters up the strength to stab this giant in the eye, and then she's able to take down the giant. And then after the giant is taken down, she actually dies. So I thought it was a really, really badass death for this badass little character. You know, I mean, that girl, I mean, she killed it. It was awesome. Another scene that I really enjoyed was Arya inside the castle of Winterfell, hiding from the night walkers that were inside. I thought it was a really cool scene because it moved away a little bit from the battle. Yeah, so he changed the tone because up until that point, it was all battle and screams and all that crazy shit happening, and then it changed the tone completely to something more like The Walking Dead. I would say, it reminds me of The Walking Dead a little bit. Watching Arya hiding from those walkers, and she has to be very stealthy. She cannot make a sound, and it's pretty creepy. So it was a very tense scene, and I was actually on the edge of my seat just watching it, and really absorbed into that scene. It was really, really cool to see. Talking about the main deaths, to me, really, this episode only featured two main deaths, yeah? Like two characters who were kind of big characters and who actually died, which were Ser Jorah and Theon. Yeah, to me, these were like the big deaths of the episode, right? Well, I thought that their deaths were very satisfying. I think these characters, they went out the right way. Ser Jorah, for example, he had to die defending Daenerys. It just had to happen. Yeah? From season 1, from episode 1, we can see this dude, next to this woman, next to Daenerys, and he's been next to her, by her side ever since. She sends him away, she exiles him later, and then he comes back, and he really he had to die like he did, yeah, defending Daenerys. I thought it was a very cool death because he really fought bravely, yeah, to defend Daenerys in that scene, right? He's getting stabbed all over the place, and he still keeps going, and he keeps going until the threat is completely over, and then he's finally able to kind of give up and surrender, yeah, and lay down and die. Yeah? So I thought it was a very cool death, and it was a well-deserved death, yeah, to Ser Jorah. Theon the same. Theon has really redeemed himself, yeah, in this episode, and I thought I liked the fact that Theon was the last man standing, there defending Bran. He was the last person standing, and he fought bravely to defend Bran. And man, that scene when Bran calls him and says, "Theon, you are a good man. Thank you." That was a very moving scene to me. I felt that was the exact thing that Theon has been wanting to hear his whole life, and he finally got to hear that. So I think that after that he could die in peace, yeah, in peace or at peace, in peace, yeah, excuse me, in peace. So I thought it was really cool. And then when he charges the Night Walker, it's obvious that he's gonna die. Yeah, he's gonna die, but I think he died as a hero, yeah, and it was a very satisfying death to his character. Now, these were some of the things that I liked about the episode. Now I want to go over some of the things that I didn't like so much. First of all, the image. I don't know if it was just my TV or I don't know, but some scenes of the episode, to me, they just looked too dark, and I'm talking specifically about when the dragons were flying, in the sky. Those scenes with the dragons flying and the battle in the sky, I couldn't see much, And then I was wondering, maybe it's the signal from HBO or my TV. I don't know what it is, but I felt it was a little bit too dark, So I just wanted to have been able to see a little bit more, yeah, of what was going on there. So that was one thing that I didn't like so much. Another thing that I didn't like so much was the fact that not many major characters actually died in this episode. It was mainly Ser Jorah and Theon, and I would even argue that even though they are main characters, they are kind of big characters. They are not like the greatest characters, I thought that, I don't know, somebody like Sansa or even Arya or even Jon or Daenerys or Tyrion or Jaime, yeah, one of these people, yeah. I thought that at least one of them would die in this episode, yeah, to make it even more impactful and memorable. But actually, no, that didn't happen. So I think I was a little bit disappointed by that, because I was expecting more people and more main people to actually die this episode, and it didn't happen. Talking a little bit about Arya killing the Night King, I have some thoughts about that. I don't have a problem with Arya killing the Night King. If you think about it, it actually makes sense because, you know, she's small and she's always stealthy, ninja-like. And, you know, the Night King had to die kind of the same way he was created, with a dagger through his heart, or at least close to his heart. So how could you get so close, that close to the Night King, and, you know, be able to do that? Yeah. So I think Arya is actually a perfect fit in this case because, you know, she's all ninja and stealthy-like, and she's small. So she could actually approach and get closer to the Night King to be able to do that. But what I missed about that was, first, I was really hoping for a Jon Snow versus Night King type of 101 fight thing, you know. I really wanted Jon Snow to actually fight the Night King, you know, have a sword fight for a while, you know, and then Arya could have killed him later, no problem, yeah. But before Arya killing the Night King, I mean, I wanted to see Jon Snow, you know, clashing swords for a while with the Night King. I also think that the Night King, he died just too quickly, you know. I thought, you know, the series have been building up to this great threat, you know, this great villain, you know, who wakes up the dead and controls the dead, and he's very powerful. We saw that fire can kill him, you know, in the last episode, so he's very powerful, very, like, threatening. And then I think he went out too quickly and kind of in a silly way, you know. I thought it would have made more sense if there was this kind of big fight between him and Daenerys, or him and Jon Snow first, you know, and then Arya putting him down. That, I think that would have been more satisfying. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, I don't see it's a problem, Arya killing the Night King, but just the way it was executed, I thought it was just too quick and it was a little bit underwhelming to me. I was expecting something a little bit more, you know, climactic, yeah, at the end. Apparently he's dead. I mean, based on the end of the episode, I would assume that he's dead. Yeah, so that's why I thought it was a little bit underwhelming. Yeah? But yeah, guys, so that's pretty much it. These are some of my thoughts on last week's episode of Game of Thrones. And overall, I really enjoyed the episode. I thought it was a very entertaining and fun episode. It was tense to watch. Even though it was 80 minutes long, I didn't feel that it was 80 minutes. I mean, the time went by very fast. So yeah, it was lots of fun, very entertaining. But, you know, there were some things like, you know, the ending more specifically. Yeah, I thought it was a little bit underwhelming, you know. The Night King just went away too quickly. So yeah, guys, these are my thoughts for today on this episode. So I want to ask you now, yeah, what did you think of episode 3 of season 8 from Game of Thrones, the Battle of Winterfell? Yeah, what did you think about that? So leave me a comment down below and let me know your thoughts, and maybe we can start a discussion around that. All right. So that's it. I'm James. I'm signing off. Thank you very much for watching. If you are watching until now, congratulations. You have just got Kiefered. And stay tuned because there will be more videos coming up soon. All right. So thank you guys and see you soon.